Hey guys, this is Top Tier Tiers. I'm lycheepunnet, joined by L Prez as always.
Yo,
And today we are doing Fate Ilya Prisma Princess the new Ilya booster, Ilya Drei, I think it is.
The one
Uh,
where best character makes his appearance.
yes. Uh, we'll come to that soon, but we're joined today by Solid MB, and we're supposed to be joined by some other guy, but he's playing Dota 2, which is a recurring theme. Since you know we're probably going to do a ban list video at some point. Anyway, we're gonna get straight.
I
Yeah,
mean
man.
that was
We're,
fun.
we're gonna get straight into it because Alfred's here is short on time, and
I want to sleep.
yeah, that. So let's get into it. If you want to know about our ratings, watch pretty much any other video where I could be bothered doing it. I don't know which ones they are. So
Uh,
first card. Well, before we go,
in
I want
short,
to
none of these cards are going to get good.
sure. Before we go at all, I want to talk about what Ilya used to have. So Ilya used to have two big decks, and then it had like gems, which is like a meme side deck that we're not gonna really touch on. It had a Kaleidoscope, which is the old finisher deck, and it had Zweiform, which was actually the Kuro Advanced Summon deck. So we'll be talking in the context of those decks and any new cards or any new decks worth building around. So let's go. First thing we'll notice that we now have green in Illya, which is a completely unprecedented color. It's meant to represent the other dimension, spoilers, whatever, that they find themselves in, and all the denizens of the other dimension are in this color. So first card is Slumber Party Miyu. It's a 1/0 climax combo, 5k, and it's a double R. When this attacks, you may put a certain climax from your climax zone in the waiting room. So that means only one character, only one copy of this can ever go off. And that's because they're really afraid of. I don't know what they're afraid of, to be quite honest. And I also forget exactly which climax this is. I think
The
it's
2K one.
yeah, the dual 2K with one soul, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So the effect is put up to one card from the top of your deck in stock, and then choose one of your other characters, and that character gains on reverse salvage. So, what do you think? You want a level one combo with Ilya, right?
Yeah, I didn't exactly want this one. In the context of Kaleidoscope, I don't think this does enough. But I actually haven't tried it yet because I didn't find the time to like put all these cards in and not feel bad about killing myself and finding a configuration where it works. And one issue with this card is if you try to do the green coin flip build, you actually don't have a good secondary level one to like put the salvage on, and you can't put it on itself. So you actually need to have two copies in hand to at least have a character that's like 7k to actually reverse something to get a card back, which is annoying to say the least. If you do the green meme deck with the black soldiers, you have the 1/0 Darius that gets up to 7k, so then you have like a 9k and you find a lane to reverse at 9k. But like in the context of the coin flip deck itself, I think it's kind of hard. And in the context of the other decks, I don't think the combo does enough.
You also have a come and play 7/5 Miyu, I think. It's also green, but it's like that's nothing special.
Yeah, but like if you're doing the coin flip thing, you obviously want to minimize like your level one count.
So I think the combo is it's weak on both ends. So like you compare it to the modern stock charge combos. Those ones don't plus, but they do charge you clean stock, and they show you exactly what's going to stock. And like we all know that Milky and Guardian are good decks. And then the second ability, it has a lot of limitations, and like it needs to reverse. You can only get from waiting room. You're not thinning your deck by searching, and you can't give the ability to yourself. And the cost is a bit frustrating because it means you're never actually going to plus off this climax combo. Because it's a dual 2k 1 soul, you don't even draw a card, so you don't go +1 at all. It's just cycling a 2k 1 soul, a dual 2k 1 soul, and making 7ks, which isn't even big right now. Like any semi-dedicated wall deck can wall this. I don't think this is a card that really has a place outside of the green deck. I was joking about putting it into gems, but it doesn't go into gems. Like I just don't think that's something you should do. And yeah, honestly, I don't know why they printed this card. It's just lacking in most aspects.
They printed it to piss me off, and to piss a lot of people off, I guess.
I mean, this is like their existence, though, right? They just like exist to troll the shit out of people.
This is just, I don't know. This is a special exception in the modern history of Weiss. Anyway, I'm calling this card playable minus, and I think that's pretty generous, to be quite honest.
I think the
Yeah,
fact that it
I'm
just
just gonna give it the niche.
Yeah, and we should note that the putting the climax away doesn't take away the soul gain or whatever, because the 2k1 soul ones are auto effects. Anyway,
It's so weird that you can only do it once. I don't know what.
they're really scared of the stop charge. That's all. Like they're terrified of it.
Whatever.
Like they've done the same with the 2/2 kind of color stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm still
and-
like.
Like I think if it was just like on reverse salvage, then and no blind stock thing, and just the split token, I think this would probably at least try to get played. Probably even try to get played in like other decks that are like Kaleidoscope and stuff.
Yeah, but even in
Because
that context, like
And you can actually, but like this,
the card wouldn't even be good in that context because all the decks are geared to beat Gochus,
No,
right? So like all the decks.
well, of course, if you take into account like Japanese meta, then it gets a lot worse.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on. Next card, Change of Fate Mew. It's a 3/2 9k. It gets 1k power for each of your other green or magic cards in the front row. And it's an advanced summon.
Isn't it back row?
Sorry?
I think it's back row.
I'd believe that as well. I remember translating it like that. Let me look that up in part of the cards. So it might be plus 1k for each of your back row, that is those traits or color. And then it's an advanced summon heal with 2 or less in the waiting room.
Harley Cards definitely says
11K.
front row, but
This is an 11k advanced summon heal. Japan loves this stuff so much. I'm a bit indifferent. The color is, I think, the biggest problem here, and the fact that you already have really good advanced summon with a really free advanced summon condition.
This is also ditch bondable by support, which is kind of relevant.
It says front row in on the
yeah,
Heart of
it
Cards.
says front row on Heart of the Cards. I don't know. I can't read
Okay,
Japanese.
then I just I can't. I also can't read. I just remember like reading it as as back row in the translations when they came out.
Anyway, this card is
Front row makes this a lot worse, by the way.
Yeah. You think it's a lot worse than the draw 2 ditch 2 stock 1 Illya?
In a context, no. They go in different decks. Like Kaleidoscope is only gonna play the draw 2 ditch 2, and like this is gonna fit in Form and maybe the new Kuro Outlast thing strategy deck. On bet Form this time I mean actual Form and not the Kuro deck.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because with Form now you can like if you play like 6-7 heals, you actually start healing enough of an amount that I think it's starting to get relevant. And then you also have like big advanced summons at the 2k assist that goes with this, also helps like Form reverse stuff. And
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Do you think splashing is going to be an issue?
not really. You can just use some number of Mew Brainstorms and some number of the 004k level 1, which is basically a runner more or less.
Is there any experience requirement in the deck that you're thinking of? I know that they used to do experience in
The
Illya.
2k and the Asa, so yeah.
Yeah, so this
But,
fixes for
like-
itself, kind of, right? Like if you play
You
4
only
of
need
it, you can just...
experience 3. You only need experience 3, so if you just level a level 3 at the start, then you can color fix for however you want.
Yeah, but if you get hit to like level 1 and then this is the only level 3, you can put this one in and you have like
Yeah.
a blue block. That's fine as well, right?
Yeah, because that deck, like the Form deck, probably won't run red, and the Kuro deck, I mean that's probably tricolor, but whatever.
Right. So this one's solidly playable, right? Or even playable plus.
Yeah, it's playable. I don't think it actually is like impactful enough that it would give it playable plus, but it's like a playable card, and the SP looks really nice.
There's like a weird ongoing theme with this booster where it just keeps giving Illya, like the best cards it gives Illya are cards it already has, like are roles it already fills, which is kind of annoying.
I don't really have a lot to say on the card. It's a solid enough early play heal.
Yeah,
Can
pretty
I
much.
ask a question about something?
Oh, hi, we have Teru here as well. What's up?
Yeah. So you said like in his Y form build that didn't play the Kuro, you could play this. Would that be a build you consider playing the split 2k1 combo?
Yeah, that's the thing. That oh, didn't I mention that? Yeah, I should have mentioned it.
I don't think.
If I skipped over it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
because
makes green easy then. It's a green-blue deck.
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering that.
Yeah, on the topic of green-blue decks, we have Duty as
Because-
Big Lover, Shiro. It's another 3/2. It's 9/5. This one's a sort of finisher. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may pay cost by discarding a card. If you do, choose a level 3 or lower character in your opponent's front row and put it in the waiting room. So, just come and play, ditch something, kill a card. And the second ability is Climax Combo. Up to once per turn, when damage dealt by this card is cancelled, if you have Last Ditch Effort in your Climax zone, Last Ditch Effort is a bar, I believe. If you have that, you may pay 1 and reveal a Kuro card from your hand. If you do, deal X damage to your opponent, where X is the soul of the character revealed via this ability's cost. So this is a really neat pseudo burn restand type effect that hasn't really been seen before, using information on a card in your hand that doesn't need to be played. What do you think of this one?
I feel sad that it isn't better. But
Yeah.
the come into play effect like feeds into the combo, obviously. So that's, even if I don't actually like the come into play effect, that's sort of fine because it also removes like stuff that could interact with this, like if the opposing deck has money counters or other stuff that would mess with this. And you do get to choose whether you want to burn 1 or 2. If there was also Kuro 3 soul, this would start to get interesting, I think. But as is, like the potential, like the damage potential actually isn't that high, especially compared to all the other finishes that Ilya got, because Ilya got another really like high-profile strong finisher in this booster. So I'm not sure where this actually like is gonna find a home. Like the only thing I've gotten is in the Kuro wall deck. You can play this as your secondary combo, as your quote-unquote finishing combo.
It's a bit hard though, because like the Kuro deck wants a level 1 combo, and it wants level 2 combo, and then I don't know where bars.
No, that's not, no. You just skip the level 1 combo.
Oh, so what do you play at level 1 then?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Because
that is
like you have like you got like a decent new level 1 game, but it takes up a lot of slots and
think
it's
the level
hard fitting all the cards in.
That's like
What?
a tricolor deck then, right? Or do you just
Yeah,
play?
that's a tricolor deck.
You just play Kuros to reveal, or do you actually want to play the Kuros down?
No, you play like the bomb, obviously, because
Yeah.
the bomb combos with this, and you play like some number of level 0 Kuros. Like you play 4 runners and wait, no, you can't play 4 runners if you. Oh yeah, you can play 4 runners.
Well,
What am I talking?
you play like the Brainstorm or something. But what about if we're playing that level 1 game you mentioned, doesn't that mean we're also playing the Kuro Advanced Summon and the bomb?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of cards that need to like be put together to actually get played or be playable or be good or whatever, and it's like hard fitting all of it in.
So it's like it's like a tricolor deck with blue at level 1, red at level 2,
That's
and
2, and green at level.
everything at level 3. Yeah, that's the sort of deck I'd need to test. In a
Yeah.
vacuum, I'm really unhappy that this card doesn't like salvage or whatever, or get from clock or whatever, because then you'd be able to kind of easily get.
Yeah, you'd have more control over your soul, in that sense.
Yeah, like that's not usually an issue anyway, but I think that would make this a really easy to play package. You wouldn't need to build around, like, you wouldn't need to think too hard about playing this, and you'd be able to focus more on like having Kuros on field. And that's the other thing, like, this card's damage potential is not actually very good, so it lends itself more to a sustain sort of deck. Like, you want to heal more than you want to do anything else. Because this doesn't do more than, like, 3 damage tops ever. If the damage, it's only if the damage cancels that you get to burn extra, and even then it's not, like, anything special. And you're probably making, like, you're arguably making your swings worse by playing another Climax. So, I want to like this card. I really, really want to like this card. But I can't. I'm just gonna stick to my UBW2 Shiro because that's just an actual finisher. This is like, what am I looking at? Niche, I think.
Yeah, niche seems fine.
Niche is fine.
It's hard finding a home for this.
You're forcing a Climax combo into a deck, and it's not even like a broken Climax combo. It's an interesting.
It's like the thing, you have so many strong finisher combos, so the only deck this goes in is a deck that like can't really afford to run other big finishing combos because it conflicts with their other cards. And like the only thing I can think of would be the Kuro deck, or the possible switch combo Kuro Shiro meme kinda weapon build deck, but that's not gonna be a very good deck. So
it's actually a little ridiculous, isn't it? Like, Illya has Kaleidoscope, it has the pseudo restand from hand, it has Zweiform, and now it has like a restander in blue, and then they give us this. Like,
it also has like the next card, which is
I don't call the next card a good finisher, but like whatever.
What?
Look, and there's no 0/0 Lancer equivalent in this set, is there?
Yeah, but you have the 3/2 top check 6 that puts 2 climaxes on top of your deck.
Okay, but that's like once.
Yeah, but it's still like 4 to 5,
burn?
probably 5 burns.
Okay, sure, but you still need climaxes in the top 6. Like, I think you're...
It's not that unlikely, but sure.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so next card is actually a pretty high impact card. Install Angelica. Just another level 3 RR. During battles with this, your opponent can't play events from hand, so that stops any anti-damage or whatever. Not that that's really relevant. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may stand and swap 2 of your opponent's characters. You have to target, so you can't choose hexproof characters. And when this attacks, if Gate of Babylon is in the climax zone, which is a stock soul, put the top 2 cards of your deck into the waiting room. For each soul trigger on those cards, perform the following action: deal 1 damage to your opponent. So
by the way,
yep.
By the way, I think you not realize that Illya has the 0/0 bounce to hand Lancer?
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then I guess you can make another stupid coin flip deck and not think about anything while playing the game. Sure.
It's a Mimi from Second Booster, I think.
Sure. I didn't know that card existed. So there you go. This obviously goes into the pseudo coin flip deck because that means you have a high density of soul icons, which means that for every subsequent one that you don't magically set up with the 3/2 Miyu, not Miyu, 3/2 Illya, you have a higher chance of just burning your opponent's death. In the best scenario, this is actually better than Kaleidoscope, right?
Yes, sure. In the best scenario, this has like, if you really go max amount, this is like 12 burns and 3 attacks.
I don't think that's actually going to happen, though, right?
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah, no, because you're playing a climax, which means you have to mill 6. That's not going to happen. We have Tim Tom here who joined because the game finished. Damn, man. Anyway, we're on the Angelica, the pseudo Gilgamesh.
Yes, the not that interesting card.
It's.
What?
I think
that's the most interesting card. That's
it's not nearly the most interesting card.
What?
So this card lends itself to building an actual coin flip deck because you now have payoff, and in making an entirely new archetype relevant, and I use relevant very loosely, that does make this card interesting.
I think there are cards that are more interesting to set.
I mean, it makes it niche by default.
I think it's niche plus now. I've been converted. This card it's pretty solid. Like it's back row removal. Stock Soul's already a good climax, and since that 3/2 Illya exists, this does have a really high ceiling. So I think this is a card that you could build a deck around that I dismissed offhand. I think it's reasonable. I'm gonna give it a niche plus because that setup does sound really strong.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go back to whatever I said before. Like the second climax you want to play in this deck is obviously one with 2 soul triggers. So you really only have the option of the split 2k1 from this set of the Miyu. And the Miyu has the issue that you don't want to run a lot of level 1s. So it's just very possible that you have to put the salvage on a level 0 and then you don't get the salvage. If you don't draw multiple copies of your level 1 combo and you don't like have any Riki or even a Katsuki in that type of deck, probably kind of card to like help you with that. So it's really awkward.
I think making that work will be a project you can kind of devote yourself to. Anyway, next card, Kigurumi Pajama Miyu. So this is assist 500, and it has Brainstorm, pay 1, tap 2, and for each climax card you reveal that way, you can salvage a character.
It's only assist 500 during your turn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. During your turn, it's only. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't understand.
This is like.
It's a brainstorm.
This is colors that aren't green, at all.
Yeah,
really
I think they just wanted to like make a foil to the opponent's turn 500 and search Brainstorm.
This card makes a lot of green decks playable.
Basically, yeah.
I'm just going to trust you guys because I can't see any merit to actually playing this card, really.
Well, because you can't actually search for any of the green cards with the Ilya Brainstorm.
So you have to play this to salvage? That's
So you have to play
still
this card.
unfortunate.
That's utterly depressing. My
I
God.
mean, that's just how it is.
I mean,
So,
it would
green
be
decks have
even
a
more
brainstorm.
depressing if you don't have this card. So
I'm so sorry.
also
Whatever,
this
man.
goes in any Kuro focused builds that also play like heroes, I think.
Bro, yeah,
Because, well, if you want...
I
get the hero.
guess.
Because you can't search hero with the Ilya Brainstorm.
You just run the
so
drop searcher, can't you?
The drop searcher doesn't search.
It searches
weapon.
for green, doesn't it?
Oh, the
Reasonable.
promo. The promo.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
new one.
promo. Yeah, I'm
What?
talking about the new
Why
one.
am I playing? I'd rather just play like some salvage brainstorms. Fuck drop searchers.
Drop searches aren't bad.
They're usually bad, but they can be good. Yeah, whatever. This is like a playable card. Maybe even...
You play
I'm
them
not-
decks, you have to play them.
I'm not
Play
calling
it.
it playable plus, but it is
Yeah, I
playable.
mean, it's totally just playable.
It's like not a... It's a subpar Brainstorm, in my opinion. What if
It's a
we...
fine brainstorm. It would be if this was tap self, a lot of stuff would get a lot more interesting, especially the coin flip build.
The fact that this is a foil
What
proves
tap
that everyone who
what tap
plays...
stuff do you have in that deck? Oh, it's
No,
just
you have no tap
I
self,
mean-
but like if it was tap self, then it would be very similar to like the actual Fate coin flip deck. And the tap self brainstorm is one of the hugest things for that deck. Because you usually don't have 2 characters in back.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Do you guys have anything else to say about it, or any rating that you want to give it?
No, playable sounds fun.
Sure.
Alright.
Okay. So next card down is Waking Up, Illya and Tanaka. It's 0025. During your opponent's turn, if all of your characters either have a magic or hungry trait, this gains 1 level and 1/5 power.
Woo.
This is deceptively powerful, I think.
I mean, it's a 4K level 1 on your opponent's turn. It's actually, like, not gonna... Like, your opponents can't bomb it, but you can't run yours into their bombs. Unless you want to trade 1 for 1 still. I mean, I guess it's a little bit better than 1 for 1 because you still get the stock, but... Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's pretty
unfortunately
much
your
guaranteed points.
opponent, like, you're gonna have to probably side attack if you want to keep it around in many circumstances.
If they play oversizes, most
they play
people
bombs-
just play
cards.
weak level zeros.
If they play bombs, you still have to side on your turn if you don't want to lose it.
Who plays bombs?
I mean, I'm not saying it's something that you're gonna run into all the time. I'm saying if they do.
I mean, but like the thing about a bomb on your turn is that you can just chump it with some worthless card.
Sure, but it's just
That's why
like
that's why bombs are so bad. Like your opponent can choose exactly what they can crash into the bomb, and then the bomb's value is just like gone.
I mean, the
So,
bombs
like,
still trade.
I
one
don't,
for
I
one,
don't,
but it's like,
yeah, but like this card still survives. I don't think a bomb is like a relevant problem for this card. You're gonna have other level zeros to attack a bomb into.
the only quote unquote relevant problem for this card is that you have access to runners, and usually runners are better. But this is also like a very fine oversize, and especially in decks that don't play, that actually in every deck that isn't completely magic focused, you just play this over the runner because both runners focus on magic. So basically, coin flip deck can only play this, and whatever you play Shiro in probably also only plays this.
what turn
Yeah,
is
this is
Shiro?
effectively a runner that can't contest your opponent's runners.
I mean, not like
the
your runner
runners-
can
not like
contest
you-
your
not like
runners
opponent's
were
runners.
never able to do that anyways.
Yeah, so it doesn't contest your opponent's anything, I guess.
Oh, except for. Well,
Except for what?
nothing. Let's keep going. I guess this is like what playable,
This
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
I think,
playable.
playable plus.
It's straight up.
Playable
It's
plus?
a straight up plus. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
nice.
almost a runner in terms of how good it is.
I like
Also, you
that it's
need
green fixing.
for a bad pre-stander, but yeah, let's keep going. I think you can just skip this card. It's not a good card, and you're not gonna play this.
This is the yes. So yeah, we're doing the skipping thing, and I think it's reasonable in this instance. I don't think this is a very good
You can
card.
also probably skip this card because it's like missing 2 lines of text to actually be playable.
What the
What?
level 3
Early?
Beatrice?
Early
Yeah, the
play.
level 3 Beatrice. Like this should be a common, not a rare. Basically, it's on play, draw 2, ditch 2, stock 1, and if all your characters are green, it gains 2k.
Woo.
No, I think it's worth playing just because it's draw 2, ditch 2.
You already have the only advanced summon that's draw 2, ditch 2, and is an advanced summon.
Ditch 1.
Sure, but not
Oh
in,
no,
like,
this
the
is
green
ditch 2.
deck.
What the hell? Ugh.
What?
I didn't even
I mean,
notice.
it's
I
better.
thought it was a
It's
draw
just
2 ditch 1. This is the draw 2 ditch 1 blind stock.
Like there's no real relevance to like playing this over the advanced summon unless you play like almost no magic cards, which there isn't really a deck that does that because like even the coin flip deck still plays like a bunch of Mios.
Right. Okay then, that's fair. But it's something that people should note anyway. Like it's a level 3 that's just sitting there.
Sure.
It's a trigger.
Next card. What's this? Loves Julian Beatrice. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may choose 2 dolls in your waiting room and return them to the library, and then shuffle. If you do, give a character 1 soul for the turn, and then it is a level 0 clock bomb.
Oh, this gives soul to another character.
Any character.
I didn't realize this when I saw the card.
Yeah, because you have to put 2 specific trait back in, I think.
Yeah, it has to be dull, which kind of restricts you pretty heavily. But that said, like being able to pump soul if you want to, and honestly putting cards back into your deck is rarely going to hurt you. Like this kind of effect is totally reasonable. That said, I think the trait restriction, unless you need a level 0 clock bomb, which we kind of just went over why they're not that great right now. This is probably just niche, right?
Is
yeah.
it?
It's,
Yeah, neat.
Yeah, it's niche. It's not a bad card.
We just went over
Whatever.
like why clock bombs aren't really like bombs in general aren't really played anymore, and the fact is this has an additional requirement to make it any better than a traditional bomb. besides the fact that being 500 power helps you in the Year of Our Lord Kantai 2015, but like as it is right now, like it's
I
kind
think
of
it's
whatever.
Kill a Kill.
Okay, sure. I mean, Kill a Kill does seem
That's
more
an
play now.
actual relevant deck. Hello?
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Oh.
But like that's like unless you're like specifically trying to metagame for those kind of decks, like you don't really need this.
Yeah. You
Is
just
Kill a Kill even a relevant deck? Like you're not playing any heals in the deck that plays this.
This
But-
beats Osamatsu, right?
Yeah, this also gets
I fuck,
Otsumatsu.
oh god. Yeah.
That said, like
sure.
I've run into plenty of games where I'm just playing Osamatsu and I'm just like, that's fine. I'll just sandbag Grill until I hit level 1 and then do it then.
I mean, you wouldn't try to splash some healers in like a green deck?
What? No, I thought we're talking about this.
No, I'm
clock-
talking to Christian because he commented
Well,
on. No
no,
healing.
I actually only thought about this like, well, yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, I think so too. So, possibly relevant meta trick.
Yeah, that still makes it
Probably.
niche.
If you really want clock bombs for some reason that I can't think of because bombs
think
kind of
The
suck,
magic
then this
deck
is
has
okay.
a better option than this, though. It's the bottom deck bomb, right?
Bottom
if you
deck
really
bomb.
wanted anti-AO. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So this is just a green card.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Next card is, what is it? It is a 1/0 Miyu, 5k. Come to play, gain X power, where X is 500 times the number of your green or magic cards.
Woo.
This is what I would be playing alongside the 1/0 combo.
Yeah,
It's like pretty
That's about
generic.
it is your.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if you play it alongside your green 1/0 combo, even if it's
Some
obviously
other-
is designed to work with it.
Some other decks have some better partners for the card than this, but as a generic synergy, this is fine, I guess.
It's whatever. I still think it's like this is only good if you want to play that 1/0 combo, and that's not something I'm not confident saying this will definitely be played alongside. So I'm just going to give it a niche rating and move on.
Like all my decks that play the 2k1 combo, split 2k1 combo right now don't play this. If that's any like way that makes you think about the card.
I mean, if you have to play this card to make the combo good, then
Ugh.
combo's probably not. what level 1 combo makes you jump through so many hoops for just a climax replacement?
For a that doesn't even possibly plus you.
Yeah,
It never pluses you.
you probably need some real payoff. I don't know if this is enough payoff.
It's not.
Yeah.
All right.
Dark Yandere, 1/1.
Do we have to
Or-
talk about this card? Like, this is outclassed by Love Live
You
cards.
wanna read the flavor text though? What does that flavor text say?
I'll let I don't want to read that.
Half serious Beatrice. No, this is 11.
This is the.
Oh, yeah, I
No,
see it
this
now.
card, right?
Yeah,
This is the bad card.
yeah. This card is. This
It's
card
the
is-
partner to the card we skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we.
We can play these cards in like a mono doll meme deck, but that's not gonna be good. So if you want to play with bad cards, you can play with bad cards.
I mean, no one's stopping you from playing with bad cards in general, but you know,
Split 2k1 at least.
eh.
I'm
Another
still not-
time, this would have been a 2k1
I don't
combo.
think Split 2k1 is actually a good climax type, by the way.
I don't think anyone ever said it was.
Yeah.
It's like a poor attempt to make 2K1 Soul relevant again. Right, next card. True Face
Ooh.
Under Mask, Julian. When this is placed from hand to stage or via the effect of another Darius card, if you have 6 or more Mud Holy Spirit, which is a 0/0 hand Encore that you can play a bunch of in your deck, like that's all it does, nothing else. You reshuffle and draw up to 1 card.
This is a payoff
Card.
for the doll deck.
This is a cool
One
card.
of them. Probably the best payoff for the doll deck.
Yeah. This also can come out. So the other Darius, partner for this, you can it changes into it when it dies for the cost of pay 1, ditch 1 from the waiting room. So, it's cool. This is also a partner for the combo. Like a much better partner for the combo. The
Mhm.
1/0.
Oh yeah, the 1/0 Darius is like that's actually
It's
a card
huge.
that goes with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it gets huge. Yeah.
With the 1/0 Mew, I mean that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I don't put the Mew anywhere.
But I think this is a pretty powerful effect.
Keep in mind you can't attack with this card the turn that you change into it.
No, you can. It changes into it when it dies.
Yeah, it's not a change effect. It's just a
Oh, is
It's
it when
like
it
trigger
dies?
when it hits the way
Kantai,
to.
it's
Right,
like
right,
the Kantai rule thing.
My bad.
You can do a lot of interesting things
That's cool.
as far as sequencing this effect.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a payoff for the green deck. I think we can probably move on then, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next card is
Here's a.
Here's the
0,
second
0,
payoff for the green deck.
it's an assist. You can pay 1, sack it to effectively plus. I guess that is technically a
Yeah, you're supposed
Okay,
to
so
feel.
Tom, do you want to talk about the interaction?
Sure. So there's a card in Zwei that gives hand encore to center. And what you can do with this card and that card is just hand encore this card when you use the startup effect. And you've effectively just +1 to field because you started with like X amount of cards and 2 dudes on field. And after you use that stuff, you now have 4 dudes on field and you're down 1 card.
Hang on.
And
How do you do that?
you hand encore it as you sack it.
You hand encore it once and then you let it die the second time.
No. You just put it back in your back row.
No. See, like you get 4 dudes on field.
So
Like
how do
total.
you
I'm talking
make this
about
hand
including the Erica and the hand encore support. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
you can only do this.
It's only a
once
plus to
every
field.
turn.
This is only a plus to field.
Yeah, you can only do
It's not
this
a plus
once
to
every
hand or
turn.
anything. And you could do it more if you want to play for compression, because you'd be taking out 4 clean cards.
I mean, I guess it's a plus to field, but you're also losing a card from hand, so you're going +0.
No, you're going +1. You get 2 cards from field for 1 card in hand.
Yeah, I mean it's a +1. It's just
Okay, yep, sure. But 2 of those
It's a
cards are
repeat of
basically
+1 that you can do
Sure,
every
yeah.
turn.
I mean,
That thins your deck. It also feeds into your refresher.
sure.
you can also do. Well, you can also play the mud dudes over cards. So you can also do things like play over the Darius to free fresh immediately, and hand encore and meet the condition for the free fresh with this hand encore, etc.
That's kind of neat.
Like I think if the mud soldiers weren't like the worst army card ever printed, this deck would be interesting.
The deck's still interesting. It's just not like
the army card
amazing. It's not
sucks.
amazing, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like
What payoff-
most of the army decks are like literally upheld not usually by their army cards, but like the support around it anyways. So
What card gives Encore? What sets it?
Uh,
in?
it's
It's a
zero,
Ilya from Zwei. It's like
It has an
trouble,
irrelevant
Il-
second
Ilya.
ability. Oh, it's the condition
Kindness.
advance of Mew.
Yes.
this is definitely niche.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
I don't know if it's too much of a problem that I mean, it is problematic that the army cards aren't very good. But
They're actually just terrible. Like I think they're worse
yes.
than
Yeah. But the payoff is you can reset your deck whenever you want.
The payoff is that you can fill your
generate
deck with
compression immediately.
and then immediately lose it because your field just fucking dies.
Well,
You say that,
then you
but
refresh
most
again,
of-
obviously.
Like this is not even it's not a costless refresh or anything. You're paying 1 to get cards on field, then you're paying 1 and ditching a card for refresh.
But you're plussing all along. Like
Yeah.
I guess.
Because the
but,
refresh also pluses you.
no, it goes neutral.
Well, if you change into it, but if you just play it straight up, it'll plus you.
Okay, sure, but that comes.
And you
along-
can also do things like, well,
even if you change into it, you're still plussing, unless you're playing over Darius to change into it.
Wait, no, you aren't. Are you? You're dropping a card.
Yeah, but you get a character
Oh,
on
you
field
get
and you
character
drop
back.
one.
Yeah,
that
you
is
character on
plus.
field, yeah.
Yeah, that is plus. All right. Sure, I guess.
And you have the combo. I mean, presumably you're also using the combo. You also have the Brainstorm.
Okay. I mean,
This
I
is a
guess that's
functional
all right.
deck.
But you say functional deck, but what's the top end?
You probably just play Shiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that good top end, but sure, that's a thing, I guess.
We never said it had good top end.
Just a
Yeah.
top end.
It's just a really neat engine that has some interesting sequencing decisions, and
I mean, I don't really.
that's worth something.
I don't think having interesting sequencing decisions is worth anything, but cool, I guess. Sure. Niche, maybe even niche plus, because it does sound like a reasonable engine. Mud Holy Spirit, this is the Mook card we were talking about earlier. It is a 002k hand encore.
That's pretty terrible.
You need to play like.
You can
probably-
turn on the free fresh with the hand lock.
Doesn't mean it's not terrible.
Yeah, you're playing bad cards to make
Yeah.
like a pseudo bad card into a good card. Never a good.
No, you're playing a really bad card to make good cards playable.
Which is
No.
unfortunate.
Because I think like the free fresh engine is actually a good engine.
Sure,
But, like,
but it is bad
card
until you have it, until it's all working. At that point,
Yeah.
you're playing 10 Mud Spirits.
Yeah,
Probably
that's why,
like 14.
that's why the engine isn't that great, because the Mud Holy Spirit sucks so much. But if it was like the Rene Plushie monster, I think this would be like a thing.
Sure, fair enough.
What does that card do again?
It's
Uh,
just
it's
5
plus-
if you have 3 on field.
It's also a cost bomb, is it? I don't remember.
The 1/01 is a cost 0 bottom deck bomb.
Alright, let's move on, because that card is niche. It's like niche minus. Like, it's so bad that I want to call it bad, but it does turn a good card into. Like, it turns a.
It's a bad card that makes other cards good.
It opens up the potential of a card that would otherwise be terrible.
Yeah.
And that card is good with the potential. Alright, next card, Tanaka, 101k, only hungry trait. It is a. Oh god.
Oh,
This
dude,
is
it's your
a-
favorite character from Clannad.
This is the Fuko
Yeah.
counter. So,
Yeah.
Star.
this card is Starfish, and this card was 1480 for the longest time, and that was completely nonsensical because this card is terrible.
Yes.
It basically gives Encore to anything, and Encore has not been good since 2011, really. I dare say I'm the only one here who's actually played with this card, and I played with like. At the time, it was a big level 0, like a 106k, gains 1k on my turn only. And even then, Fuko was like incredibly mediocre. This
Yeah.
card is just. It looks cool, and to people who haven't seen it before, it's interesting, but it's a trap. Like, it's not good. You're just giving a hand encore to something, and that's.
Well, you'd need like a really, really, really high value target.
Pretty much. You need something
make this worth it. Yeah.
Like, you need Marika or something of that tune. And even then, like,
Kuro.
because you'd need targets at most points in the game, and you just don't have them. Also note that if you use this to try and save your card from a bomb, you'll save your opponent's bomb as well, because it gives it to all battling characters. So,
That's that's funny.
and it doesn't save you from all clock bombs.
That's hilarious. That's so
Yeah.
sad.
So it doesn't save you from a lot of the things that do matter, and some of
Good
your
thing no
high
one runs
targets will be stock or clock bombs anyway, so this doesn't even have any effect. I'm taking a stand. This is a terrible card. Do not fall into this trap.
But gym uniforms.
That-
Yes.
That's your fetish, bro. Not
I
mine.
generally agree that giving a card free Encore is totally not worth a card in hand. Like,
Yeah,
counters
that's
are
the
only
fuck.
really playable when they're like up front 1-for-1s, really. And
It has to like save 2 characters, like the Dog Days one or the. I think there was a recent one anyway.
Terraformers is also a sack counter and it saves 2.
yeah, well, Terraformers counter is like kind of
To go full circle.
super special.
Talking
Thanks,
about
thanks for
roaches
getting
now?
thanks for getting there for me
What the
first.
hell?
Oh, all right.
What?
Next card is the free
mole.
fresh thing that we were talking about. Going out wearing insufficient clothes, Darius.
I mean, he seems
When
to be
another
wearing
green
plenty
or
of clothes
dull
here.
Wait, there are too many clothes in this art.
going out wearing two what the hell am I saying? When your other character is either green or dull attacks, this gains 1/5 for the turn. So this will be a 7k, probably 9k with the combo. So that seems pretty good. And then when this is placed from stage to waiting room, you may pay 1, ditch a card from hand. If you do, choose the free fresh from your waiting room and put it on any step of stage rested. So
This goes with the other cards. Play it in that deck. Don't play it anywhere
Yes.
else.
this is
Done.
like niche plus-ish, something like that.
Yeah,
Looks like a okay card.
it
Yeah.
enables the free fresh and stuff, and it's a good combo, good pair for the combo. So
All right. I think we can speed up now. Salvation of the World, Angelica, 1/1. When you use this card's backup, if all of your characters are green or dull trait, you may stock the top card of your deck. So, dating all the way back to Index 1, was it Index 2? I think it might be Index 2. We have the original 102k counter. This one's not great.
dude, Mugen
I
counter.
actually need to
is-
leave for like 3 minutes. Go on without me for a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you
these
say
counters
it was
are.
coming
Yeah.
Whatever.
Uh, it was.
Illya has a 02k counter. This might be playable in a green deck, but at the same time, I don't think the green decks have anything they want to save. Till like, I guess you have to save your Miyu, kinda. You should have a support. Anyway, this is a niche card by definition. It's not a great 2k counter, but it is a 2k counter. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're fine. It's like kind of unfortunate it's a blind stock, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, what can you do? Alright, next card. It's a 2/1 Miyu, 8k. It can't side attack, and if all of your characters are either green or magic, this gains 2k power. It's a 2/1 10k. It's pretty easy to become a 10k. It's only got one soul though, and it can't side attack, which is slightly irritating, I guess. I don't know. It's probably better than it looks, I think. I don't know what else can I say about this.
Did we
Yeah,
talk about the? It's a standby target. Wait, no, it's not.
No, it's what? Huh? It's
No,
not
it's
a
not.
target.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Wrong card.
Yeah, the next card is the standby target you want to talk about. So the next card, which we're only talking about because it's a standby combo target, Faker, sure, it's a 2275. If all your characters are either weapon trait or have Miyu in name, so basically you can't have Illya on the field, you can't have the other greens on the field, then this is a 229k with a very interesting Encore and 2 soul. So the Encore, you discard either a weapon or Miyu from hand. So this goes into the Shiro top end deck with Kuro that that Celadon B was referring to, I think. If you want to play that standby combo. If you don't want to play that standby combo, this card has no worth. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
That's two, so that's neato.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's a
that's
2/2,
the
so
point.
it's gonna have 2 soul. But yeah, I mean yeah, I don't know. I've never been that big of a fan of the standby trigger / climax. So
Yeah, like that's the point of this. The fact it has 2 soul and it's 9/5 and it combos with the 1/0 Kuro.
alright.
So
This
let's
is-
move on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's move on to red. Argent City Kuro is a 3285. This card is really sick, but I don't know if it's good at all. So, when this is placed from hand to stage, you may heal. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may bounce this to your hand. And when this is reversed, if you have 2 or more other weapon or magic characters and the battle opponent is level 3 or lower, you may bomb that card. So,
This card is definitely sick.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's like a weird-
Trait requirement on this card is really sad.
Is
The
it?
bomb effect. Yeah, because I was thinking about splashing it in some of the green decks, but you can't really do that.
What is
Just the dull deck. Just the dull deck.
Okay, sure. The dull deck, like what is your background on the dull deck? Do you have back row?
It's a brainstorm. It's not
Brainstorm is
weapon.
magic trait.
Well, yeah.
Like
It's a
the brainstorm
brainstorm
is
and maybe like the Erica or the Encore support, but
still have the Erica.
it's a little dicey.
The hand
Erica
on
doesn't-
supports magic, then, isn't it? Is it if it's Ilya?
Yeah, but it's a little dicey because that doesn't always stay on the field.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
So, but you can find a second brainstorm easily enough, I think. This is
I mean,
it's cool.
it's super cool.
I don't know where you put it aside from the Shiro and
Well, I think
Shiro
it's
Kuro.
I think it's
You
regardless.
can probably
like,
play it in the Kuro deck.
I think regardless of
Yeah.
all of those things, like you're gonna almost always be in a spot where like you play this, you heal once or twice, and then you die, and you never really
No,
get to
even
use.
not even ignoring the Shiro, like you could play it in like a Kuro waifu deck, which is actually I think fairly formidable now.
I mean, it was fine before. It just didn't have any top end other than minus soul. This is just another heal. This card is fine. I think it's playable. Like it is a heal, and it gets rid of problems.
Doesn't kill Reinhardt.
It does not kill Reinhardt, unfortunately.
Shit card.
All right. Let's move on to some rares that I'm very upset about.
Oh wait, aren't we skipping these cards?
I think we should, to be honest, but
What?
We're gonna skip
I just got
the.
back.
we're up to the
Oh,
gold cards. I mean the gem
Uh,
card. So,
We can talk about what's the Luvia do again?
no, the Luvia you don't play because the other Luvia support is so much better. This
The
one
Brainstorm, you mean?
is the Brainstorm and the 0-0. The one that is a discard out.
Oh,
Uh,
sure. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so both Gem cards are relevant. Which is really sad because Gem actually, like, Gem plays a lot of shitty cards. And it didn't get anything to replace them.
You could argue that this next win is better than the 4K Mill 2, but I don't. think
It's
so.
not. It's
It doesn't.
not.
So,
Wait,
no.
what is this?
It's
Oh,
yeah.
It,
I mean,
it's
completely
impossible
different
for me
cards.
to understand how this can be a rare, but whatever. Let's move on.
The best gem cards are not gem trade at all in this booster.
ah!
So next card, Preparation for Festival, Illya and Kuro. So this card's kind of cool. It's a 1045. When this is placed from hand to stage, mill 3, and when you play a climax to the climax zone, you may bounce this to hand. If you do, check the top card of your deck, put it either on top or in the waiting room, then give a character 2k power.
No, only a weapon character.
I'll give a
2K
weapon
power.
character.
Choose one of
Sorry.
the characters.
It's Kuro waifu deck card.
No, it's
no,
not a
it's
Kuro
the-
Waifu deck card.
Oh,
because
standby. Standby, yeah.
Kuro.
It's standby deck card. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
standby
Kuro
deck card.
Waifu plays
My
2k1
bad.
combo that needs you to have full field.
Yeah.
Synergy.
That's right.
So this this goes with the standby, obviously, and it pulls out the 2/2 Shiro, and the 2/2 Shiro is a 2-soul beta, and this gets 2k power for the not this. The next card gets 2k power for the turn, which is neat. Like it's a 7k and a 9/5, and it's like whatever. Niche
The art-
plus niche. I don't know. I've
Niche.
learned never to
Niche.
underestimate this card.
A niche minus the
Niche.
niche.
His
Niche.
profiles like I like this.
Uh,
Profile.
Still
I
not
actually
rush.
think like just that. I actually think that the Railgun one is better.
Oh my god! Everyone who plays this series is going directly to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're going to jail too, dude.
I know it's
You
terrible.
got the images on your computer.
Railgun one has other implications though, just like
Railgun one is so loaded.
Railgun one is
Yeah.
the worst when it makes me upset.
It's a power
Because
pack card.
it's also your early play condition, so I don't think you can compare the ones that
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
even if there wasn't the early play condition, I think the Railgun one is better.
Of course.
Yeah,
but
sure.
that's not question. Yeah.
5-card
Right.
brainstorms, yo.
Next card, Slumber Party Kuro, 105k. Climax combo with Standby. When coordinated combo is placed to the climax zone, if this is in the front row, you may pay cost. If you do, choose another weapon character and stand it. So, like we discussed earlier, you get the 2/2 Shiro out and you punch someone in the face.
Why
Ooh,
does this climax combo cost stock? Is
I
my
don't
question.
know. I really don't know. you're losing so much already, and then you have to lose stock as well.
Like this card could cost negative stock in that it could give you a stock when you play the combo, and it still wouldn't be great or good or anything.
God, Standby is such a disappointing trigger.
Yeah.
No
Like,
stand. Well,
You can't even plus off it. Like, you aren't. The standby isn't tied to the Kuro. It's tied to the climax. So even if you have multiple Kuros, all you get to do is restand other characters. Like, I
Woo.
guess you could brainstorm with something in the front row and then stand
Attack.
Oh,
with it.
dude, Persona 5 plays.
it.
That still sounds terrible.
This is-
That's a top tier deck.
yeah, but you're also paying stock to stand your characters. Like what?
It's pretty bad. Can I?
Like I think Bushiro knew that they gave us a good card, and oh no, not a good card, good artwork. So we had to make the card shitty.
Can I just mention
don't
how
know.
upset I am that the gem advanced summon is not a changer. Like, I understand that being a free fresh is why that deck is playable, but I was excited for a very brief moment, and then I was upset.
This privileged guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Next card. Let's get into the uncommons. Oh, what do you guys rate this card as?
Niche, probably, right?
Zero team deck.
Let's
Only.
speed through these cards and get to like actual
Yeah.
meta worthy cards. Real Threat Kuro 0025.
Not good. Let's move on.
It's not even playable, is it?
No.
Argent Sea Gilgamesh 214K. All your characters in front of this gain. It's a level X. When Gate of Babylon is placed to the climax zone, I have to mention that-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's both climax, yeah.
Your or your
It's
opponent's.
placed to either. That's cute. Is placed to either player's climax zone. So Gate of Babylon is the green stock soul item.
Phew.
Only the green stock soul in this set, not the one in it.
It's not the UBW one. That one has quotation marks, unfortunately.
This is like on the same level as the anti-pendant global from Nisekoi.
Yeah, but this one is better flavor than the pendant.
This is still
So
terrible.
when Gate of Babylon is played to either climax zone, choose two characters, up to two characters, they gain 1/5 for the turn. And when a trigger reveals a climax, give a character 1 soul for the turn. This is mostly a flavorsome meme. I don't think this is a card you play outside of like coin flip, maybe.
I think coin flip has a better assist, so no, you don't play this in anything.
Okay, so it's like Gilgamesh waifu. Next card. This isn't even Gilgamesh waifu. The only other Gilgamesh card can't have anything else on the field.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Great. Alright, Animal Pajamas Kuro. When this is placed from hand to stage, if you're... So this is a come in play. If you have 4 more of a magical weapon, you can stock the top card in your deck. When this attacks, if the character drops is level 3 or higher, this becomes a 13/5 attacker with 2 soul.
This is
Which is fine.
a no downside lightning flash.
It's got some real good stats, I'll say
Yeah.
that much.
I mean, this is fine. This
If
card
we
is fine.
didn't get a clock bomb anti-change one, and like actually removing cards from field was relevant now because of Vivid, this would see play in some decks.
But it
And it
won't.
still might. Like
You've got
this
a
card is
point.
actually fine.
No, I mean, you
Not
could
very
still...
good, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's still perfectly playable.
Alright. Next card. Gopher, Gilgamesh. Oh, there's another Gilgamesh card. Never mind. 001K. Come into play, pay 1. Choose a Hades cap of invisibility in your waiting room, add it to your hand. And when this side attacks, give a character 1/5 for the turn. So we'll talk about Hades cap of invisibility soon, but I don't even know if you play this in the decks that want to run that.
You play like 1 or 2 copies, just like get D-bent if you need to, and it's still a +1. Just
It is.
it's basically a bond, which is fine.
Alright, next card, Argent City, Bazet. the best gem card in the set. It is Cross-Dress and Noble Phantasm Code. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may discard a Climax card. If you do, add a gem or Bazette card from your waiting room to hand.
Woo. It filters your hand.
It's pretty bad.
You can now salvage the 2/1 Bazette that kills opposing characters before they can attack.
Alright, next card. Not enough defense, Luvia, so Gem gets a 1/0 counter, and in typical Bushiroad fashion, it's fucking garbage. It's a 1/0/2/5. When you use this card's backup, choose a character in battle, and that character gains X power, where X is 1,500 times the number of your reversed characters.
This is fucking garbage.
Backup
It
level.
also counters for 0 power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is innately a 0 power backup.
This card is fucking garbage.
And on the second attack, it's a vanilla backup.
And on the third attack, it didn't matter because it probably just swung with the smallest thing, and their 3K counter doesn't matter.
If you can somehow manage to make your field 2 bombs and a fatty, and then you can hypnotize your opponent into killing the bombs first, this card is an auto-include. And since that is not possible, this card is garbage.
I mean, if you can hypnotize your opponents to attacking into your level 1 field, you can probably just hypnotize them to, like, just giving you the game.
Just concede.
Like,
Alright.
I figure there's a more efficient way of using your hypnotic powers.
Right, next card. Miracle of Gem Magic, Rin. It's a 1/1 level X. And it has a startup, pay 1, discard a gem character, tap this, heal 1. I have no idea why anyone thought this would be playable.
Well, this is playable. This is the best assist you have.
I disagree. The best assist is the Brainstorm. And then the second best assist is the 2/1, because that one gives more power.
No, it doesn't. The 2/1 only gives 1k power.
Is it not a...
This gives 1/5 to level 3s.
Okay, sure. Maybe... Well, even in that case, your field is usually like 1 Luvia and then 2 1/0s. So that one might actually be better anyway.
I like this more, because like I think you actually get some value out of the secondary ability, unlike the other one.
I am so skeptical that that second ability is ever going to be anything significant, but sure. Okay, you play 1 of this in the gem deck. Fantastic. Niche. Hades' Cap of Invisibility. So this is what we all getting to. It's a 3/2 event. Doesn't have counter on it. Choose a character, and that character gains the following 2 abilities. This cannot front attack, and the character opposite this cannot front attack.
And this lasts until the end of your opponent's next turn.
Yes. Otherwise, it would not be relevant.
So, I mean, it's almost...
Yeah.
This is terrible.
I'm not sure it's terrible. Like, if you
It's
have
not
a
very
slightly-
good.
If you have a
if you've
slightly
played
direct
with it.
attack, this is like pretty solid. I'm just not sure what decks will have that capability.
It's basically the Kuro focused deck. But like the fact that you have to pay the stock up front really hurts the card a lot.
Yeah, there's some really nasty things you can do to people who play this card.
But are they really
Like-
Yeah.
widespread? Like, yeah, Wormhole.
Yeah, that's true.
Worm-
I mean, if
Wormhole
obviously,
protects
obviously, if
Yeah,
your
you-
meta doesn't have cards that can do anything to this card, then yeah.
Like the
But,
potential ceiling is very powerful, but there's just too much that can go wrong with this, and so much setup that you need that it's
Well,
like,
I mean, what's the thing that can go wrong? That your character gets bounced or removed?
yeah,
I mean, you just wouldn't. I mean, you just know beforehand. It's not like you're playing this into a matchup where you know that you would get removed. So
okay, so
in the
You wouldn't
matchups
play
where
this
they
into a
can't remove the
matchup.
card.
you wouldn't play this into a matchup where the opponent plays like Wormhole or stuff, but would you play this in a matchup where the opponent can trigger bounce?
Depending on how valuable the stock is.
Yeah, it's just yeah. It would be. A
Would you
question.
rather heal or would you rather do this? Like that's the kind of thing that's really annoying.
I'd rather do this.
I think well, it really depends. Do I have
I mean,
access?
yeah.
Like,
mean, this
the
is-
heal is not just a heal; it's a 2-soul beta. And
Yeah,
therein
heal
lies
for
the problem. This is like a pseudo heal that doesn't come with a beta.
Oh, and by the way, you also need to have an open slot so that this actually does anything.
Yeah, or they need to have level 0
Yeah.
on the field. Or level 1 even, but that's not good at all. Okay, look, this card is like, it's interesting. I think there's merit to at least testing it. Because these events are always like extra reach or a bonus on top of things, but that's just it, isn't it? It's like a win more card.
It's basically your second turn kind of your Kuro combo because you didn't draw the second gate. Kind of. Weird.
And you don't have to play a climax.
It's so much
This is
weaker.
basic. Yeah, you don't have to play a climax and attack 4 into an open slot.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure, I guess.
that's probably the worth there.
Alright. I mean, you can always put this on like a level 0 and then.
Oh, dude!
well,
Wait! Oh, yeah, that reminds me. You can put this on the runner.
Uh,
No,
Think
then
about-
you
think about
can
that for just a
just
moment.
side attacks.
yeah,
Dude, no, but it's so cool.
That's just so stupid. It doesn't-
agreed.
what does that accomplish?
You can't give a level to the runner.
This is
let's
in
hustle.
preparation for
We're nearly
future
done,
cards.
guys. We're nearly at like the meta-worthy cards. Just a couple
No,
more.
I just thought I
Ilya's
wanted to
gonna get a
mention that.
free run with next set, and then this will be
I
interesting.
thought that was really cool.
is what you're saying.
That you can put it on the runner.
Adventure in a Parallel World, Illya, 329k. For each of your other magic characters, not music, this gains 500 power. When this comes to play, draw 2, ditch 1. Climax combo, reveal the green Waking Up Illya and Tanaka in your hand and put it under this marker and pay 2. Up to one's turn, when this attacks and you have the pants in the climax zone and this has a marker, you may pay. Wait, what? Wait, what?
This is so bad.
This restands on
It's-
attack. On attack, you pay 2, reveal the green one 0/0 from hand.
No, I don't know if this translation is correct because you can't pay the
No, no, no.
cost.
It's
I know,
correct.
I know.
It's correct.
I remembered.
Yeah,
I remembered.
yeah,
it's
0/0,
correct.
the 0/0 assist that puts that goes under this as a marker and then salvages the green 0/0 to hand.
Okay, so you're telling me that you need to use 2 cards and the climax to restand this on combo.
I'm sorry.
Well, the
what?
No, it's on
0/0
attack.
salvages.
attack.
The 0/0 salvages the other target.
But all
Yeah,
of
but
this,
that's still 2 cards.
all of this for an on attack restand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad. Yeah.
But you get compression, guys. Compression.
All of this.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the cost of the 0/0 to become a marker?
Nothing. Nothing.
You
Okay.
just go from field underneath as a marker.
Okay, that's a little less offensive.
This is still pretty offensive. Like, so you need this other 0/0, and you need to have the other 0/0 in your waiting room at least, or in your hand, in which case you didn't necessarily get value, and the climax, and then you still.
Oh no,
have to-
no, you get value because you like play this, draw 2, ditch the 0/0 4K.
Oh sure, if you actually can get value out of the dish one, which is possible. I'm not saying you don't, but you do all of this, and your reward is an on attack restand.
Yep.
That's terrible.
2014, how I missed you.
This is terrible.
The on attack restand. Keep in mind, if you get normal countered, you'll be reversed and won't be able to attack again. If you get money countered, obviously that's a problem. What can I say? This is like the most.
And
vulnerable
directing
part.
is
Yeah.
pretty bad because
I mean, okay,
it's
okay.
a
To be
1K one.
fair, to be
Well,
fair,
direct
you
attacking
can't
is
get
also
money
awkward.
countered.
Wait,
There's an anti-event assist.
Oh, sure,
against
you're
that.
playing the Miyu, whatever. But if you have the Miyu, I
It's
guess
still
this is
bad.
pretty reliable.
That's so
right?
much stock though.
Is it? You just need
Yeah,
like
because you're. I mean, this is like, are you resolving multiples of this restand?
you're
Yes,
resolved
you
to.
are.
So you need only six. I think 6 or
guess.
7 stock for 2.
Man, I'm really like
Doesn't
all of
seem
this text, and I'm just thinking of like the Star Wars restander.
I think the major problem with this is one, it's not even better than no, is it Zweiform?
Swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe form.
Two, it's not even better than Kaleidoscope.
Well,
3, this
It's
is like,
definitely not better than Kaleidoscope, and it's worse than Swipeform. Yes.
and this is, including climaxes, 14 to 16 card slots.
I think you really wanted this card to heal instead of draw 2, ditch 1.
but it kind of
Then
needs
it
to
would
draw 2
still
ditch 1
be
because it
worse
still needs to do
Swipeform.
everything.
Yeah, but like, there's so many.
If this, Tom, if this just healed, this would be straight up worse Swipeform, I think.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it would be better than Swipeform, but it'd be better than what it is at the moment.
I don't know. I don't think healing changes this card's
I actually
playability
think the
substantially.
Ditch one is like what gives this card a sort of niche.
Ugh.
It's wishful thinking, though. Like, the draw is fine, but, like, you already have an advanced summon that does that.
I'm just saying, you have a lot of dig in these sets, but you don't have that many splashable healers that are like that you
How is
play.
this splash? Like you played a Miu, that's a splashable heal. This would not be a splashable heal.
Alright.
No, I'm saying in the deck that we're in which you would run this card.
This card is pretty pretty terrible. This is really bad.
Whatever. I'm not.
Way
it's
too
fine.
much.
Yeah,
Way too much
it's a bad
investment, I think. That's the problem. You just have to play so many cards that aren't good otherwise. You have to play the Complaint Ruby, the next card, which isn't good otherwise. You have to play this card, which
Isn't
I mean,
good with.
yeah, it's not even that good. You need to play the anti-event Mew, which I guess you might be playing already, but if you are, then is this really what you want to be playing? And, like, at that point, how much room have you really dedicated to this card, and is it worth it?
Yeah,
this,
and restanders
deck-
suck.
This deck's level 0 lineup is stacked. Like, there's so much timber. Well, that's an uneasy chuckle, my friend.
Restanders
Okay,
suck.
the Ruby is coming
Yeah, complaint time.
5 to something, and put it down under the 3-2 Illya as a marker with the startup ability and salvage the 0-0 Tanaka Illya.
The name of this
Agree.
card is very
Okay.
appropriate.
I mean, this card is still terrible.
This card, it's a come and play, give 1/5. That was like a 3/980 card in Slavru, right,
Yeah.
guys?
Okay. Okay.
Woo. Woo. And you have a combo
Uh,
that stock charges on reverse. Woo.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the yellow version of that card is almost strictly better given the context of that deck and a certain 1/1 event.
I mean, you play both, but that's fine.
I always just played 2 Mia, I think.
I always
That
just played the
works out
Mia
better.
because it works
I just
better
played the
when
Mia,
you're
yeah.
trying to fetch up the Mikan and then the pump if you need the pump.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
foil.
I've got 2 in 1, but that's because I don't really like the drop searcher.
I think the drop searcher is fine, but whatever.
All right, next card, an actual like card. Mind replacement Illya. It's 002K. When this so this is a mill runner. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may mill 1. If it's a magic or hungry trait, you may put this in an empty slot in the front row. And when this is placed to the stage via change, so you can change to it from I don't know where the card is. I think it's a couple down. You may choose the card that changes into this in your waiting room and put it face down under this as a marker. And if it has a marker, it is a 4K mill runner.
That's
You can ignore all of that text.
This is your 5th oversize index that run the 004K Illya Tanaka because it's no wait, that's also hungry. You can play this runner. I'm not sure if it's better than the old runner. Probably not.
It's based on
It's
color.
better. It's dependent on whether you're running the cards that go with this.
No, you definitely run the cards. Like even in the deck that run the cards that go with this, is being sometimes very rarely a 4K better than always a 2/5. And I don't think so.
Yeah, and I also think that in a lot of cases, you might rather keep the changer because the changer is an assist. So you can take those instances away as well. I don't think this is actually like markedly better or worse, but it is a runner, so it's like a playable.
It also
plus slash
costs like
trade.
$15 less, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that. And it comes in foil as well, right?
Yeah, both come in foil.
Yeah. So this is just a runner that makes it like playable plus to good, one of those. All right, next card. So this is like a pretty reasonable card. Sapphire version Illya. If this card has a marker, it gains 4,500, and when you play this from hand or change into it, you can choose a 0/0 Sapphire assist and put it under this as a marker. We Persona 5 now, boys.
This is a pretty formidable level 1 package, I think. It's immediately it's not only accessible as far as drawing the card, but it's accessible when it hits the waiting room by the draw phase change, and I think that makes it a lot. In decks that play this engine, you often get to full field. You get to multi-field this card way more often than other comparable decks that run a similar kind of game plan. Even like if you compare this to Persona 5, that deck has so many issues sometimes getting the right 1/0 Joker in the waiting room, drawing.
You use your changes to Brainstorm, man.
The advantage.
But what I'm saying is like this is eminently much easier to multi-field, and I think that makes the effect of the card much stronger. You're basically flooding with 107Ks, probably 1075s or 108Ks most of the time.
The thing, like, one of the cards Persona has that this doesn't has is Yellow Notice, which helps play an Us effect without actually playing an Us at the field.
Sure, I mean, but this set also has access to other like on-field tricks that help the 1/0s be
I
more
think
resilient.
you're ignoring the more relevant part of Yellow Notice, which makes Persona 5 a premier field deck. It gets like beneficial front direct attacks, as opposed to sometimes needing to run into your opponent's counters.
Sure.
Sure, I guess, but
Like that is why Persona 5 is relevant, because ReZero is a better field deck in every way, minus the Yellow Notice.
I think what makes this card like a worthwhile engine is 1/1 Miyu from last set, which is a 500 global that always at the beginning of the opponent's attack step can assign 1k. So with that and a counter, you actually can protect your field rather well.
Yeah. Typically 108Ks with a 2k counter and possibly 1k somewhere else. That's assigned after your opponent commits power.
Yeah. It's basically a free 1k counter that doesn't cost you a card in hand every turn.
Yeah. So this package is pretty like strong.
I don't know, man. When I was playing the Jokers, it was just such a struggle to consistently get the right Joker on the field.
Yeah, I'm not really
And
defending.
after playing with this engine, it's just so much easier to get to multi-field onboard threats with this engine. It's like not even comparable. You get so much better quality fields in general every game. And I think that's valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. So this card is like probably playable plus, right? The package.
I
Yeah.
think so.
All right, next card, Slumber Party Illya. If you have a Miyu, then this gets 1k in Encore, so it becomes a 1165 hand Encore. And when it attacks, if you have two or more other magic characters, it gains 2k for the turn.
Don't play this.
Shrug. Like, I guess it gets over some things.
First of all, you go to jail. Second of all, it's not a good card, so why bother?
If you're
Hey
playing
man,
Ilya,
some
maybe
Gochusa
you're-
players
I
play
mean,
this.
if you're playing Illya, you're going straight to jail anyways. Like, there's nothing you can do about that.
You can
Yeah.
just play like cards that don't put you directly to jail, I think. I think there's enough of them.
I don't know if that's actually true.
I mean, What about any of the cards with the sticks? Those won't send you to jail.
2 Loveru vibrator counter. That's basically just a stick.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next card is the marker changer that we were talking about. It is also an assist 500, which is pretty cool. This doubles as, well, I guess it's not so much an assist 500 as an assist 4,500 for your 107k, but
Still.
because it is in that package, it's like a playable to playable plus.
Yep.
All right, next card, Class Saber Ilya. It's a 2/1 3k counter with memory kick attached. So it's a forced memory kick. You can't play this and have and only sometimes send things to memory. If you counter something with this, it dies and goes to memory.
That
The
seems
end.
kind of bad.
Yeah,
I mean, this is strictly
it
a
has-
meta call card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, over vanilla.
There's some
Usually
decks-
the
Yeah.
sack anti-change one is just better, but like against some specific decks, this
This is pretty good against Toloru.
good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, you send the Yamis to memory.
I think. Yeah.
I think most of the time if they're attacking
I'm not
with Yami,
saying
they're
it's.
probably
I'm not
just
saying like.
dead.
Okay, when I say good, I don't mean like actually good. I mean like
It's relevant.
it's
It's relevant
justifiable.
against restanders, basically.
and like yeah, and switch and field requirement and
Yeah.
games.
That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So niche minus, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Next card, Argent City. Argent? Argent? I don't know. I know it means silver, but like,
Argent.
yep. Assist.
Although
all your
if it is
levels-
actually supposed to be Latin, then it is Argent.
Yeah, because I know Argent is. Yeah,
But if
anyway,
it's supposed to be like Aqua Latin, but if
nerds.
it's supposed to be just like mangled English, it's Argent.
I'm gonna say Argent because that is what it's trying to say because it means silver. Level 2k, 2k assist or level 3 or higher, and discard bonds to the green Miyu.
The 3/2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the green 3/2 Miyu.
This is a fine card. You play this whenever you play the green 3/2 Miyu. So like all coin flip or green variants.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's about it really. It's a decent ditch outlet and doesn't compromise your level 2 lineups. Next card, Animal Pajamas Ilya 004k. When this is reversed, put it on the bottom of your deck. When this is reversed, your side can't use Encore. Let's
This
move
card
on.
is bad. Yeah.
Install Ilya
You have
1045.
better options.
Do we have to talk about this one? Do we really have to talk about this one? We just talked about
No.
how the deck wants the wall, and you're already running 3 to 4 copies of the Gahar Azza, or just the 1/0 Azza, and that card is already like a 5k, which isn't particularly impressive on defense. It's fine if you put all the power into that one, but that is
I think
from
we
the-
already moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
All right.
addressed it.
Yeah. All right. Let me. So my
This card's
translation's cut off. I have to find the proper translations for this one.
No, it sends to clock. It's correct. It's 1/1. The 2/1.
No. I just don't have
He's
translation.
memeing.
Read it.
Oh,
This card pisses me off just a little bit.
What, don't you love memes, dude?
No, I
Alright.
love Kuchu Lane. I love Real Fate. This card is insulting to me.
I can't find it. Where is it? There it is. Gay Bolg Alpha Lancer 217k. When this is reversed, if the level of the battle opponent of this is higher than the level of the opponent, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock in the waiting room. If so, put that character in clock.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Why-
Lancer Husbando.
Memes.
Literally, like, so it's weird because the Weiss color identity thing has been breaking down for a while now.
To be
But at
fair,
least,
like,
I
Ilya's
guess
been-
this is a meme.
well, Ilya has always been breaking color pie.
Like
I
badly.
mean, like the green brainstorm is really weird because it's like a yellow effect and a red effect. But this, at least, I can make sense of it because she's dressed as Kuchu Lane. It does the same thing as the Fate Bomb. That's cute. But it's also like, I don't know.
Why does Kuchu Lane's outfit in this universe? Why does it have a midriff?
Is it?
I mean, all of
I
the
mean, like,
install
what about
outfits.
Kuro's outfit? Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember Emiya looking like that.
Or Saber. did
Saber,
Arteria?
Saber didn't have a midriff, right?
No, she didn't.
No. Like,
No, I mean like the Saber in Ilya.
Yes.
Oh yes.
All the install outfits have a midriff.
Okay.
I mean, at least for the rider one, like she's a slut either way, so it's fine.
Oh, that's
What?
so
That's
rude.
heresy.
He's not wrong.
She's.
Okay,
What
so
is
this
wrong
card
with
this
you
card is
guys?
like
What is wrong
Label
with you
the
guys,
heck?
man? It's almost like you're Saber fags.
bullying.
don't lump me in with these.
If I'm being honest,
insulting.
I'm more like male servants, but I'm also just saying stuff because I know it will piss you off.
Are we talking about the drop searcher, or
I don't
It's
have
just
it
a drop.
downloaded.
is this a drop searcher? Yeah. Okay.
But like, so the 2-1 though, like, you guys that want to actually talk about that?
Oh yeah, sure. Removal anti-change bomb, which is more relevant now due to Vivid Strike being a thing.
That's about it, really, right?
Yeah.
No
I-
deck has room for this except for the coin flip one, I think.
I mean,
Because the other decks don't have enough search, I think. And like Kaleidoscope
Oh, you
doesn't
could run
care.
this in
Kaleidoscope
Curl
just turns the combo off. What?
you could run this in Kuro Waifu, couldn't you? I mean, I guess you wouldn't care in that deck either. You're just playing
Like-
3/2 Kuros.
I have a question. Like, if your own meta had like a decent saturation of Vivid Strike, would you not even try to find room for this?
Not in Kaleidoscope, but in other decks, probably.
Well, like maybe in like a Spyform deck or something. I don't know.
Sure.
yeah,
Sure, if-
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you think you're likely to run into Vivid, then you can try to bid this in.
Only in that circumstance, I guess, though, because bombs are not a very good value proposition.
Well, yeah, I know, but like Vivid Strike is a very special circumstance.
Yes,
And
yeah.
like, we've talked about this before.
we might see more cards that make this more relevant in the future. So
Having access to it is nice.
Yep.
Yeah, like being aware that this is in your set is really good, I think.
agree. Playable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost even playable. Plus, like, I still think the anti-change stock and clock bombs have a pretty poor distribution. Anyway, that's all of Ilya. We do have a promo, but I can't be bothered covering that.
Nah.
Is it
It's
good?
drop
Does it even
searcher.
do anything?
That's what I heard.
It's a drop searcher.
It's just a 2/5 drop searcher.
Okay, there you go.
It's not. I don't think you play it anywhere.
Is it like
But
green magic though, or is it just magic?
It's magic and
it's
green.
magic and green.
Okay, there you
Wait,
go.
shouldn't this be lower power?
Maybe,
They
but-
started like shifting
but
away
not
from
even
magic
if
tax,
they're-
but they still tax for what do we
Music?
call it? Music.
There should be like something for 2 traits though, right? Like,
Uh,
other than the system being incredibly arbitrary,
I mean, the system
or
is
is color
incredibly
different than
arbitrary.
trait?
I think color is also
I-
treated probably different than trait.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah. So that's it for Ilya.
2K, but I think it was 2/5. I don't know.
I think the promo is 2/5, because I remember.
I'm not
seeing
thinking about like bad
Okay.
cards.
Let's wrap this up.
Wow, edgy.
We'll just do the overview here as well. So, what do you guys think of Ilya now?
It's- Kind of exactly the same where it was
It
before.
is. Yeah.
yeah.
The-
I mean,
I
But
don't
better,
think
but
the
not
issues.
significantly better enough.
Like, I don't think the issues were properly addressed. Like,
None of the issues of any of the decks were addressed. They just got like other cute toys to play with.
I got flack last time on the Nisekoi EB for calling it a terrible booster, and despite my attempts to sound positive, I quite honestly believe this is the worst booster in modern history, and it's not close.
who gave you flack?
terms
on
of how-
Sigma booster?
uh,
Like, Did they read those cards? My lord.
If you're really curious, you should go onto Reddit and find the old link. There's quite a wall there.
Okay, Randall. I'm not calling you Randall. I'm saying
No,
That's what-
because he
something.
is Samson Chow.
Yes,
I was Samson.
we're all Samson Chow.
In the last
Yeah.
couple of years, there was single extra, single booster completely that did so little for a series.
This booster. This is a booster with a runner, a pseudo runner, multiple finishes, and the only card that comes out of it that is of any worth whatsoever is a 107k.
Woo. What a set.
Actually,
I mean, is that more or less than what Nisekoi EB gave to the meta
that's
deck?
less than Nisekoi EB because at least that one made 2 tier 2 decks. This one only makes 1.
Well, the Nisekoi gave like the 1-0 and the 2 level 2 assists, so it's actually
Yeah, it's just like whatever.
Plus, I think sweeps and weapon are a bigger contribution than exactly the green-based decks from this.
Well, you also get like.
I mean, but if we're going from a
split
spike
from
perspective,
to Kuro
those
Focus.
decks-
This still does.
those decks didn't even matter then. Those decks didn't never matter. The only thing that matters is what changes in the meta decks.
And the meta deck got 1 card here, and it got 1 card back then.
I think the cards that this set gave to like something like Kaleidoscope, I think that card is much more like it's higher impact than whatever the Nisekoi EB gave to the meta deck.
Arguably so.
That's just my
think-
point.
I don't
Yeah.
think Nisekoi needed any of the playables for the key deck that it received.
I mean, that's because they weren't that good.
Yeah, and like I don't know how impactful these are, but I know you've played with Kaleidoscope and the 1-0 that you think really highly of. So I'm
I think less highly of it
on
than
that.
Top. But it's
Uh,
probably.
I think
better
it
than,
gives
like,
Kaleidoscope field game, and that's really relevant now.
Yeah, but
like-
like Tom, I actually think that you get significantly less draw power at level 3. Because like
It's
now
not
I've
that
played
big.
with
It's
it,
not
and
that
I
big
know
of a
it's
deal
like
because your mid game is so much better. Like you're like you have better front
Like, I've
attacks
been-
on
I've been
average. You
missing-
have better.
yeah, I've been missing double combo more with this than before. And if you don't do double combo, the deck kind of sucks.
I mean, that's always sure. I guess I haven't noticed an issue on my end because the mid game just gets a lot better.
I think the deck works better like this, but it like the new engine doesn't come without issues.
I mean,
But sure.
even if the combo is less consistent, if your mid game's better, you're gonna be in a better situation more often than not.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hit your timing for level 3. So
Like, what does the new engine replace that would make your old?
The bond,
yeah, we can talk.
the
The
bond,
bond
top
to the
tips.
alley.
And you also
And-
have room for less draw drops.
I mean, you
Did
could
the-
introduce the draw drops back into the deck. I think you have room, but
Did the bond have another effect?
it's a scry, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, part of the issue with that bond package, I mean, bonds right now are just not that great.
They take up field. That's the problem.
Yeah,
No,
field slots are a
The
real
bond is-
cost.
The bond is still good, but the fact that it bonds
But the-
to a card.
But the problem is, the bond has no relevance apart from the bond until late game. When you play that card to field, you are committing a slot on the field that does
It
nothing.
still does the whole 5-card brainstorm thing.
Sure, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean,
But that's
the bond
not
is,
that-
the bond is lower impact than comparable cards like Ricky, and it also can't always be played turn 2 to advantage. So it has to make up for that in some way, and I don't think they do right now. Well, some do, not all of them. Apple's kind of sucks right now, for example.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the card, there's a tangible cost to running that package that I think right now, in a field-based meta, where you're going to see a lot of decks trying to play for power, I think that bond is strictly just a liability, despite the fact that it pluses you, because you're just going to lose a lot of economy as far as, well, your attack phases overall are going to be less valuable to you because you're going to find less good front attacks. You're going to find less opportunities to get good lanes on offense because the LE clone also just is really bad with the bond because if you have to use the bond as an attacker, the LE clone is weaker, which is not.
Yeah, you have to side more.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily that good for the deck.
Yeah, fair enough. So what do you guys think? Like, I'm only gonna go the top 2 best cards in every color. Take it from the top. What's good in green?
Wait, you don't want to do top 3?
Oh, are there 3? Do you really want to dig?
Let's go.
I like already have forgotten what's in this set, and we've been doing this for like an hour and a half.
Green has like
Ilya Tonic level 0,
Angelica.
2/1 free fresh, and Angelica, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I have like Angelica at 1, Brainstorm at 2, and
Angelica, free fresh, brainstorm.
You can do that too, yeah.
You're right.
I think I'll put the 1-0 combo with the free fresh. The free
I
fresh
don't-
is interesting, but it's not like 1-0 combo could theoretically be played in other decks and free fresh can't. So
I think the oversize is all right.
oh right, the oversize. Sorry, yeah, that's the third best card.
Oh yeah, that's like a pseudo runner. Yeah, that just wins out.
Okay. Red.
3/2 bomb. That's it.
Yeah. Lizette is okay. She's a ditch outlet for Gem.
I mean, it doesn't make it not
I
terrible.
think the 2/2 bomb, I guess.
Those are words.
the
The
2/2
2/2
anti-level,
not the bombs, anti-level
like
killer
the
thing.
punch
Yeah.
punch bigger dude. That card
The
is
rare
fine.
hunter.
That card is fine.
I haven't heard that. That's interesting that Will's the one saying that.
I mean, I generally say if you're going to
That's
play
two
these kind of
soul.
crappy cards, you better be swinging in for 2 soul.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
All right,
and
and then
that's
blue.
fairly consistent viewpoint over the many, many times we've done these set reviews with these stupid fucking card profiles.
I mean, I think like the cards that get big are better than vanilla anti-change bombs, like the red ones.
Yeah. I
Alright.
think in a lot of circumstances they're even better than the removal based anti-change bombs because like the removal ones are just like a meta call. If you
Yeah,
can
sure.
win the lane, and still have a card in that slot, that's pretty good.
I mean, it has a higher ceiling, but like also sometimes you just don't get big enough and it doesn't matter.
I mean, that's up to the player to decide. It's not really something you can say like, oh well.
Well, I mean,
This
it's,
card
it's,
in
it
the
just
back,
depends
like-
on what like current metagame strike zone range for early play level 3s are, right? If they're like 13k,
I mean-
then like these kind of effects generally aren't going to be good enough.
Well, yeah, but like you have the power as the deck builder, knowing where you're going to be playing. to
Exactly,
make
and
those
that,
decisions.
and that's a meta call to make, right? Then like that's why it's still generically speaking a meta call. I generically speaking don't necessarily like the strike above guys because unless
Well,
you're getting pumped,
I mean, the
an
thing
outrageous
about
amount-
those cards is, I think those cards should be the default, and you bring in removal-based anti-change stuff if, like, the meta calls for it. Like, I think default, you want to win that lane and have a card left over. I don't think you want to.
By
be
the way, what might be a strike against the Kuro is that it requires you to have red, and you don't play anything else that's red.
Hmm.
In some decks, a lot of decks, kind of. I think.
Okay. I think we can probably wrap it up there. Ilya Kaleidoscope has gotten some new toys, I guess. There are a couple new green, blue, and tricolor decks that might come out, and Kuro Waifu has apparently gotten the boost.
Sorry, but
So,
you're not gonna list best cards for blue.
Come
The
on.
best cards for blue are the 1-0, the
saying.
0-0 that changes into it, and the 2-1 assist.
Okay.
No.
What about the anti-change bomb?
Okay.
2 and anti-change
Yeah,
bomb.
I actually think the assist is more relevant than the anti-change bomb for Ilya overall, but sure.
I mean,
Whatever. Now we can play it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna cover like some decks and do an Ilya article whenever I finish it, which should be soon.
All right. Play me off, Tiny Banjos. And that's we've come to the end of this Ilya review. El Prez needs to get to sleep.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm assuming that Solid MB wants to get back to sleep as well, and the rest of us can go back to doing whatever it was we were doing. Thanks for tuning in, if you did tune in. It was a short and I'm not going to say sweet, but it was certainly a short review. A rather
Was it?
It's on an hour and 40 minutes. Considering 50 cards, we're like slightly below than usual.
Yep. So look, if you've got any comments about cards, there are a lot of things that we didn't really touch on. So if you've got cool combos that you're envisioning, or if you've had success with cards, especially ones we completely skimmed over, feel free to leave us a comment, leave us a message. We're pretty good about responding to these things. And let us know what sorts of things you'd rather us talk about if you did not much like the video. Anyway, this has been lycheepunnet with El Press and our lovable, cuddly panel of people. And we will see you soon for Kimono Friends.
Oh, God.